So remember when I was like,
oh, dripping.
There's a bunch of oil,
Dripping.
and I was wondering how it wasn't going to come out. Oh yeah, no, I see it. It leaked out into the bottom of the machine over the weekend. So it's going to continue to just do it. So broke the pin here, or bolt that holds the pin for this linkage right here. And you can see it pop down. So sheared it, popped it out. That bolt doesn't want to come out. The other side did. Bolt's down. So I gotta adjust it, line it up, try and move some things around, and see if I can't get it back to where it goes, and then get a new bolt in it. So that's what we're gonna do. Welcome along for the ride. Alright, so I got the pin up, as you can see, but I still got this thing stuck, so I gotta take the nuts off of that and drive it through. And then the pin won't come all the way out, which I'm not quite sure what that's about, because I would like it. Yeah, I might have to play with it a little more, but I'd like it to come out to see if there's a piece stuck in it or not. But alright, let me go get some parts or tools and I'll be back. Alright, well, I did that thing where I did everything and didn't record any of it. So, yeah, I did that thing where I didn't record anything. But, I mean, you really didn't miss anything. I pulled the piece out, went and got a new bolt, put it through, double locked, back on, and that's it. Lined it back up with the drift pin, sent the bolt through. All right, back in the garage, dungeon, shop, whatever you want to call it, and back on heavy equipment. This bad boy took a hit today. So they were carrying a log, dropped the log, and it landed on top up here and broke all of this. Is all broken, as you can see. And then it went through that and hit the radiators somehow. I honestly don't know how it didn't break this tube, or not tube, break this reservoir. No idea how that didn't happen, but it got it pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything out of here, rip it all apart, take the oil cooler up to see if I can get it fixed. If that's something they'll be able to do or not, I don't know, we'll see. And then the radiator, we'll have to get a new one, but they're of course on back order, so we'll see what we can do about that too. So yeah, I'll go ahead and start pulling some things apart and show you how we go and how we do as we go, and yeah, that'll be it, but that's gonna be our fun times today. Alright, so I got the oil cooler out and you can see it's smashed at the bottom down here and then really bad at the top up here. I'm having this thing do some draining. So hopefully this is not broken and can be straightened out by the radiator guy in town, because that will save us about $700 right there. So next I'm on to pulling this bad boy out. So this thing came out really awesome. It's made so you can clean it. So there's just a wing nut basically here and a bar that pulls out with cotter pins down there, and then it just pulls right out. So it's pretty awesome how they set that up. So now I'm just going to take the bottom radiator hose off. I've already taken the upper one off that was up in here. And then, yeah. Take this bolt off, take that bolt off. And then I believe it just sits down into the bracketry down there. We'll find out when I go to pull it off. But, all right, so I'm going to yank that out and we'll go from there. All right, so we got the radiator out. Had to take the reservoir loose, which was right up there, and move it up and out of the way. So it's just kind of sitting. I fixed the hose clamp that was upside down before. Thanks, last guy who screwed me with that. But other than that, everything looks fine in here. It's just the radiator itself, which is not doing so hot. It definitely took a hit here, and it's got a nice bend in the rail here. So we're going to take it to the shop tomorrow and see if there's any chance to get it fixed. Same with the oil cooler, because we're not trying to buy new ones. We can't get the radiator at all, and the oil cooler is $600 that we're not trying to spend, so we'll see. I'll let you guys know what I find out. Alright, so we have, as you can see, really straightened out the old oil cooler here. She's still a little mushy up in there, but it's straight enough for what we're doing. Yanked it out of the bottom down there, so I've got it all hooked back up so that we can run the hydraulics on this thing and drive it out of the way, because we are back ordered till don't know when for the radiator, and then the only other option is a $300 universal that's a little bit smaller that I can weld up and get done to get us back up and running, but that requires us to get a TIG. And that's a $3,000 expense that I don't know if I can bite the bullet on. I need one. I want one. So I'm probably going to end up getting one. And I know you're going to say there's cheaper options, which there are, but I mean, if I'm going to do it, I might as well get the good one. It's kind of like the same way I got the good welder over there. So we're going to go ahead and fire this thing up and make sure there's not a big gaping hole out of the oil cooler there, which it wasn't leaking before I tweaked it around, and no fluid runs through this top one from what I was told by the radiator guy. It's just this bottom one down here, and it wasn't really smashed, so hopefully it's going to be okay. We'll see. So we're going to fire it up and see what it does. All right, fire it up. It's not spraying anywhere. It's drink a little bit from where I had it at, so I think that's good, because obviously the radiator was empty, so it had to go somewhere. But I don't have...
So it's going down on the marker?
Yes, from...
Just means it's in the tank now.
Yeah, it's gone into the reservoir, I think. The water pump doesn't sound super happy, so I wouldn't run it for very long, but enough to... Should have enough to get it out of the garage, or out of our way.
I would say we just move it forward enough to be out of your way right now, and then if it is in your way, where would you want to put it?
Well, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think we put it somewhere where it's going to be out of our way for the foreseeable future. Like the next month, let's say. Worst case scenario, we got to go a month before we get this thing up and running. Where is it going to be out of everyone's way?
Oh, I guarantee you the owner won't be able to go for a month with it down.
Yeah, well, you're waiting on a lot of people to fabricate some things, and shipping times and delays and everything.
I understand that.
I can't even get the welder until the 11th of next month.
Okay, park it where you want it for now, and then we can always start it and move it again.
I'm thinking out in front by your freaking, in front of the jet skis or something like that. Out.
That's fine. So
make sure to... like 5 little drips.
Oh, at the bottom? Don't worry about that.
I was going to say, but I don't see anything. But I would turn the idle down.
Yeah. So you're watching. You want to make sure there's none coming out of here. And then what's the level? Where are we at with the fluid in here? In the light sight glass. Do you see it still?
About ish.
About half.
But no, way past half.
Way at the bottom? Alright.
Yeah, way past half.
How's our reservoir level look?
It's low, but
Yeah,
it's got oil.
That's all.
You're not out of oil.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about on the reservoir.
Yeah, we've got some air in the system, but I can't say I'm surprised by that. Oh, hey, that light went away.
Oh, we're really going down the reservoir. We're still halfway. Halfway. We're dripping.
Good right there.
Kind of what I was thinking.
About halfway still in the reservoir.
Alright, so that whatever it was mad about, it's not mad about it anymore.
Maybe it just needs to get water.
I think it just needed to have fluid flowing through that circuit better. I think it had air in there, and it was freaking out.